The essence of luxury is craftsmanship and something made by hand. Luxury continues to be the fastest growing sector in retail. But when you really think about the human spirit and the desire for beautiful products, that's been around for centuries. That isn't going to go away. What makes luxury rare is the way it's been made. And it's typically been made by hand. Couture and master tailoring is really the pinnacle of the sewing arts. A master tailor is somebody who can construct a garment strictly by hand with high-end fabric. Currently in the US, there's nowhere where this skill is being taught. Without those skills, there's a dearth of talent in that space. We want to change that right here in Chicago. The Nina Project uses an apprenticeship model to teach the sewing of couture and master tailoring. In the Nina Project, apprentices would learn the discipline of making something by hand and collaboration skills that they're going to gain from working with designers and clients. The Nina Project will be focused here in Chicago and specifically on youth and underserved communities.
The Firehouse Community Arts Center is an arts education organization in which we seek to interrupt violence through the arts. The community in which our young people are coming from is North Lawndale. And North Lawndale is considered, at this point, the third most violent community in Chicago. What happens when people live in poor communities, they have poor options, which create a pattern of hopelessness, and that hopelessness begins to be built around resilience. So you're hopelessly strong, but never moving out of that to being hopeful and resilient. Our culinary program, bolstered by the great partnership we have with Dave Raymond from Sweet Baby Ray's and Beth Kuzera from Equipment Dynamics, creates this unique craftsmanship around catering and culinary arts. How the Nina Project will parallel that is because it matches the strength of the craftsmanship. The same strength that Chef Ricky brings as an executive chef to empower our young people at top-notch skills in catering, the Nina Project will empower our young people with couture and master tailoring craftsmanship, so they will be empowered in the same way.
The Firehouse does a great job of teaching skills around different art forms, but they also place an equal importance around addressing social and emotional learning.
Social-emotional learning provides a space where young people's soul can feel its worth. The struggles that our young people face start at the most core needs: safety. Those unnatural rhythms create perpetual trauma. Social-emotional learning creates a space to unpack and heal that trauma so that a new norm can take place in your life.
The Nina Project has 3 phases. The planning phase is where we're going to establish a steering committee. Their responsibility is going to focus on the program design, budgets, and long-term needs. Financing phase is where we're going to be launching a capital campaign. The goal of the capital campaign is to endow this program. Plan to do that through obviously corporate sponsors and partnerships, as well as individual donors and foundation donors. The execution phase is where we actually launch the program, which is going to entail recruitment of the teachers, recruitment of the students, and addressing all PR and marketing. Nina's actually my mom, who passed away a couple of years ago. She was the inspiration. Prior to immigrating to the US, she studied couture in Rome. She had a real zest for life. She came from an underserved community. She had this skill set. She found solace and pleasure, like any artist does, in their craft. It was this skill set that got her out of these hardships. I want to use that inspiration, bring that to underserved communities, specifically youth in those communities, and empower them the way she was empowered, by having this skill set, by having this craft.
My life's work has been with those young people who are in that disenfranchised community, because I was one of those same kids. And so in the midst of that reality, I look at every kid like me. And so every young person I see, and the complications they have, I see myself. And in the midst of that, whatever advocacy there can be, so they can be awakened to the fact that life is not over and it's yet to begun to live.